It's just so obvious, Jose. It's right in front of your face. It's right in front of your face. Jeez, Fred is much better than Fellaini. Why are we not playing Fred? We don't have any options off the bench. We don't have any game changers off the bench. Fred makes forward passes. Fred presses the ball. What more do you want? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Day of Man United Talks, and welcome back to another podcast. I am pumped. I am excited to have this podcast, to get things off my chest. In terms of the actual topics of the podcast, they're just, you got to be realistic, and the club's not in a great place, so we'll get into that in a bit. But if you do enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. To start this off, football for me is everything. Other than my family, my faith, football is number 3 probably. I don't have a wife or kids, so football is number 3. And, you know, anyone who knows me knows any idle time I have, I'm probably watching football or playing FIFA or going through tactics or any other thing of the sort that involves football. I got a bit into basketball more recently, but it's not that serious. Yeah. So, Manchester United is the center of all that real focus, to be honest. You know, I watch other games if United aren't playing, and you know, but more or less, I watch Manchester United a lot of the time. And it sucks. It's hard these last few weeks, last few months. This season in general just hasn't been great. We're 7th in the league with 22 points after 14 games is just a joke. We're already out of the League Cup. It's a terrible, terrible time. Terrible time. And then we got Arsenal coming to Old Trafford on Wednesday. Like, wow. Okay. So basically, to conclude my intro, it sucks. It sucks to be a Manchester United fan right now. Anyway, let's get right into it. Let's dive in. The first topic of choice is going to be style of play. That for me is where the biggest problems stem from, so I'm going to talk about it. The biggest issue I have is that we don't have a style of play. And if you've been watching the previews and reviews for the last couple weeks, I said it a few times. I want a journalist to ask Mourinho what his goal is to get from this team, or if he had the players that he wanted, what would what is the outcome of his play style he wants to play, or something, an actual football question. Because other than that, it's just asking, are players fit, which is a fair enough question, or how is your relationship with this player? Talk about football. Ask him about football. Like, seriously, ask some good questions. Like, why do you want to play long balls to Lukaku all the time? What is your what are you trying to get out of playing Matic every week? Why do you say you have no impact substitutions when Fred is on the bench? Jeez, man. Anyway, it frustrates me because we have no identity. On the pitch, I'm talking. Obviously, we're the biggest club in the world. We're the greatest club in the history of England. But what is our identity on the pitch? We're suffering because we have no identity on the pitch. Our club is so focused on making money off the pitch that on the pitch, we look like a bunch of scrubs. Ed Woodward is at every game. He does not see what's happening. Because he's not a football man. Jeez. I know who I want my technical director of football, however, whatever you want to call it to be, and I'll get to that later. On the pitch, we look like a bunch of scrubs. We look lost. A few games this season, I've seen us press and look aggressive for the first 20 minutes or 20 minutes at a time in a game. Other than that, there's nothing concrete about what's going on the pitch. Not consistent starting 11s. I don't remember the last time we saw a starting 11 that was the same. We're playing players that are much worse than players we have at the club. Or that sounded a bit special. We're playing players that we know. Jose knows. I know you know, Jose, that Nemanja Matic is playing much worse than Ander Herrera. That Ashley Young is not better than Diogo Dalot. I don't care about your instructions. How about you give Dalot an opportunity, talk to him, and see if he follows your instructions as good as Ashley Young. I bet you he will. He's 19 years old. He's ready for information to take it on and play. We have no right wingers at the club, so why is Chong still playing in the under-23s? Why is he not on the bench every week? Because you want to sub on Rashford at right wing? Sanchez at right wing? You should have played Sanchez at right wing from the time you bought him, but that's another discussion. We, on the pitch, are broken into many different pieces. We are like a car that has all the pieces that are just all in different places. It's like trying to steer your car with your e-brake. And that's what Matic is. He's at the spine of the team, the center, the pivot, the most important position. And he's playing like absolute crap. A shell of himself in comparison to last season. He was you could argue player of the season. You could genuinely argue that. He was that good. He was great. I'm not saying he would have won it or should have won it, but he was arguably player of the season. Top play. Top guy. De Gea had 18 clean sheets last season. Nemanja Matic was a huge part of that. What has he done this season? Piss all. Man. I just want to see a sense of direction, and I'm not seeing that in the slightest. In the slightest. And it's getting to me. I'm frustrated. I've had enough of it. And I'm officially Jose out. But, I mean, I keep thinking, maybe things will change if he gets the players he wants. But you're not a kid, Jose. You're a man. So get the best out of what you have, and you will be rewarded with what you want. This isn't Chelsea. This isn't Abramovich. We're not just going to hand you all your little toys because of your track record. No. Manchester United are going to hold you to a higher standard. And while I think maybe that's a bit unfair, a bit unjust, because we're struggling so bad that we should maybe just give in, if we're going to hold to a high standard, let's stick to it. But on the pitch, my synopsis basically is I want to see identity, and I'm not seeing identity at all. I don't know what we're going for, and I'm just frustrated, which is why I want Mourinho gone, because he, a man of his ability, what he's achieved, should be able to get better out of this club, out of this team. You don't play our best players. What the hell happened to Eric Bailly? Why is Marcus Rashford not playing against Southampton? You went with McTominay. If you're telling me McTominay is a centre back, at best he's a backup. So why is he starting? He did piss all against Southampton. Matic, I expected to be a masterclass ball playing centre half. That was a joke. He didn't look great. I'm genuinely heated right now, man. I'm genuinely really frustrated just talking about this. And anyway, I'm done talking about style of play. On to the next topic. For lack of a better word, what we're going to talk about now is just, I guess, transfers. What changes I want to see made at the club, or maybe players maybe we should bring in, or that type of thing. The first thing I think we need is a technical director or director of football, whatever you want to call it. And my choice is Ferguson. Sir Alex, you absolute legend. He's been through a lot, and he's done everything he can for this club. So, if the job was offered to him and he said no, that's fine. I don't if he, all I'm saying is that is my ideal candidate. No, realistically speaking, I don't know who the hell we would bring in to be our technical director. Maybe Paul Scholes or Ferdinand or someone who has good reach, who is likable, who can tell you about Manchester United and what it's about. Like, I think that's what we need. Someone who understands the club, who sees the struggle, who is been painfully discussing it on television. Whether they would want the job is a whole other thing. Actually, Gary Neville. That is my ideal choice. That is my ideal choice right there. Gary Neville, director of football. I don't think there's a better option. I don't. That's the man. He knows the business side. He's been a manager. He's coached. He can do it. Whether that's going to happen, I don't know. I'm a fan of him on Sky Sports, so, he might just not be able... He wouldn't be able to do both, but something's got to give, because Ed Woodward is not a director of football. He's not a technical director. He's just there to make apps and make money, which is cool. But don't touch my football side of the game. You're not doing anything as good as you should. It's dreadful. But that's that part. That's the hierarchy. I don't know much else about the hierarchy at the club, but I know we need a sense of direction, and I'm voting for Gary Neville as our technical director. Now, on to what needs to be improved on the pitch. I personally believe defense is not as big an issue as we're making it. We're just not playing our best defenders. Because Jose's got to stick up his butt about Eric Bailly, and I don't know why we're not playing Rojo, as I said before. So, in saying that, like I said, defense is not our biggest issue in my opinion. We don't score goals. We do not score goals. So, I'm going with a right winger. I want a right winger because I don't know why we're not giving Chung the opportunity. I got a couple options. We're not giving Chung opportunity. So, a person Mourinho reveres and apparently pursued in the summer was Willian. Get Willian signed up. What are you waiting for? He's not winning the league this season. It looked like there was a possibility, but it's not happening. Bring him in January, mate. Get that man in. Pedro is loving life at Chelsea right now, playing the right wing. And Willian is a sub at this point. So bring him in. That's my first option. Other than that, Gareth Bale. Realistically speaking, Real Madrid are playing like crap right now. They are struggling. Not a great time. I know they got a new manager and, such is life. But if we're going to spend some money, spend it on Gareth Bale. Other than that, I don't know. What other right wingers could you really see? Let me know what you guys think, because I'm really struggling to think of a person maybe realistic. And Gareth Bale, you could argue if that's realistic or not, but I think that's a game changer right there. Gareth Bale is a game changer if I ever seen one. Oh man, I'm just thinking of the disarray at this club right now, and it's hitting me hard, man. It's hitting me hard. In terms of, other than that, in terms of bringing in a right winger, I guess, other than that, center half is an issue. We need a top center half, but you got Timbo. You got Axel Tuanzebe, who played decently on the weekend against, who was it? Forgive me. Was it Middlesbrough? I'm not 100% sure. I caught a few minutes of the game, but, I love Axel Tuanzebe. And dude, it's just really depressing me. We are not Manchester United anymore. What did we do? We brought through youth players. And we were just we were just a happy club. Now I'm just depressed. Because you got freaking Man City, Phil Foden doing bits. And, Marcus Rashford's been a first-team player for 3 seasons now, so I don't want to hear Mourinho talk about him using him as his youth player. Marcus Rashford is established. Bring through more youth. I'm sick of it, dude. I'm actually sick of it, and I'm about to get emotional. I mean, I'm emotional now. I feel like it's just an emotional wreck at the moment. I'm upset, dude. In terms of center half, I already said I want Axel Tuanzebe, smashing it at Aston Villa. Timbo should be a defensive midfielder, and in all honesty, he'd probably be doing better than Matic at the moment. It's just so obvious, Jose. It's right in front of your face. It's right in front of your face. Jeez, Fred is much better than Fellaini. Why are we not playing Fred? We don't have any options off the bench. We don't have any game changers off the bench. Fred makes forward passes. Fred presses the ball. What more do you want? Anyway, Willian is my first choice. Gareth Bale, second choice. Center halves, I just want to bring those guys back from loan, and really let them grow and be good. You know, get them involved in the cup runs and stuff like that. Let them play, dude. And then maybe we definitely need a backup right back to Delo. Valencia, get out. Ashley Young, get out. I want to back up to Delo. Delo should be starting every game. Dimitri Mitchell, when he comes back from loan, I want him to be Luke Shaw's backup. Those are quality fullbacks who can attack with quality. Damn it. I mean, Demi Mitchell signed an extension before he went on loan, so hopefully he's in the plans for the future. Dude, if we don't do something in January, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip out. Seriously. Oh. Anyway, that's it for transfers, because no, that genuinely just frustrated me. That made me mad. Made me mad, dude. Okay. I want to talk about who I want to replace Mourinho. And this, let me just say this before I say the name. And it's probably going to be in the title. Oh, excuse me. This is highly unlikely. This choice for my choice for manager is highly unlikely. But to get back to, you know, the English tradition, or the not English, but the UK tradition, British tradition. Get a man back in who players love, who plays good football, and is just likable, you know? I'm sorry, Jose, but I want Gareth Southgate in. There is so much about him that I love, that I want at this club. He is the right man for the job. Now, he's probably going to be with England, based on what I've seen. He's probably going to be with England for at least the next 5 years. I could see it easily going longer than that. But he's doing great. And I want him so bad at this club, dude. I do. Because there's no real available people. But now seeing Gareth Southgate on the big stage, and obviously club football is different from international football. But, I mean, I want him. The only person I could think of other than him that I wanted this club is Jardine, because I wanted to see us progress the youth and grow them. And he's done that at Monaco. He was there for, a couple seasons. It's been great. And now you see that Monaco are just bad. Like, the club is just bad in terms of the players. They don't have a good team, which is why Thierry is struggling at the moment. But, yeah. Both managers I picked, Gareth Southgate and Jardine, are great with youth players, and they create a good culture at the club. So that's what I want. I want that back at United, and we don't have it. For the longest time, Manchester United have just been. We were a very private club, you know. We finally started a YouTube channel, and we get to see training sessions now, even though it's only 3 minutes. We have an app, which I don't think many other clubs have an app. But, you know, I'm saying we're a private club because I don't know what's going on at the club. Like, I don't know the top and bottom, the ins and out of the club, or should I say, I don't know what. You get more inclination into what goes on at Manchester City, Liverpool, and all them because they put out YouTube vlogs and stuff of training sessions. You get to see the spirit of the players, how they react, and how everyone gets on. Obviously, that's not every minute of their lives, but I don't know much about how the United players get on because I don't get to see that, and I don't live in England. I don't live in Manchester, so I don't get to be around the club as much as some other United fan channels or supporters do. So for me, seeing the YouTube and obviously they're not gonna put like issues, like big problems on the YouTube channel, but yeah. I kind of lost my point. What was I even talking about? Replacements for Jose Mourinho. Gareth Southgate, like I said, he's good with the youth. He's playing good football, but highly unlikely he's going to leave England to manage Manchester United. Honestly, I can't see. I think the whole project is for the 2022 World Cup, right? I think that's the big thing. So maybe after that he might join or he might consider it. But hopefully we're in a much better place by that time. And then there's Jardine. I like what he did at Monaco. He played good football. He kept them in the Champions League. Obviously they're struggling massively this season because they keep just ripping the best products, his youth players, from under his feet and selling them. Now at Manchester United, that's not going to happen because we're not a feeder club. We are aiming to be the best. So if we have some great youth talent like the Chongs and the Angel Gomez, Roshan Williams, these are good players with bright futures. We're going to keep them and progress them. Chris Smalling, under either of those men, well, yeah, Chris Smalling's gone. What does it tell you? He's not getting called up for England. Phil Jones got called up for England. But I tell you what, if Gareth Southgate's here, Smalling's gone. Any logical manager, or, I also heard, before I move on, I also heard that we tried to get rid of a couple players. But, one, people don't want to pay their wages, and two, people just don't want them in general because they're just not good enough for their clubs. That's the top and bottom of it. That's just, like, what does that tell you? They don't want them, yet we continue to start them. Anyway, yeah, I'm about done now. We talked about play style. We talked about transfers and maybe changes or people that we need to bring in. And the final topic was Mourinho. Like I said, I'm officially Jose out. Until I see him improving this team, which is not looking likely at all, we just continue to regress. We look stagnant. We look like a bag of turd. Outright. Forgive me, and I don't mean to disrespect Jose Mourinho, but I'm telling you right now. Listen to me. I would do a better job of managing or coaching these players. Forgive me. I'm not a manager yet. I don't know how that goes, all the ins and outs. I would do a better job of coaching this team. I'm that confident in myself. Yes, you can call me arrogant. I'm a very modest person, and I don't brag about anything. But when it comes to this right here, I take football very, very, very seriously, and I will back myself to the ends of the earth in this arena of my life. I think I'd be a better coach than Jose Mourinho. I don't care what you have to say. And that's just my honest opinion. And on a simple basis, that I would pick the best players to play. Maybe Jose has a better system than I do, right? But just picking the best players to play. So what, the board aren't giving you the money? You're not playing the best players. You're not playing the best football. So why the hell are they going to spend more money to give you players to play like crap? Anyway, that's how I'm gonna finish this because I'm done. I am done. I got a new segment coming out that I'm gonna try to do every Friday, unless we have a game on the Friday or a game. Unless we have a game the Saturday or for my preview. But I'm gonna have a new segment that's gonna be negatives and positives of Manchester United. That's gonna come out every Friday. So it's gonna be the negatives and positives of that week. Obviously in regards to football, like Champions League, and I might actually bring it out when the Champions League comes back, when the group stages come back. But I don't know. Let me know if you guys did enjoy this podcast. Like I said, I had some stuff I had to get off my chest. And hopefully I have guests on in the future. There's a couple people I would like to have on this podcast in the future. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. Comment any of your thoughts on what I said and anything you have to say. And that's it. That's me. I am out of here. Deuces.